open their mouth and, you know, discipline other children. In the back in the day, we used to have a community where everyone will discipline your child. You understand? It takes a village to build a village. So, I mean, we need to get back to that step.
So how do you think that the previous state of the neighborhood of Norris Square, when it was all dingy, neglected, how was that affecting people, and how did the cleanup affect people back? So do you know what I mean? It's like, how was the neglect, or how is the neglect affecting people, like depression, people don't want to go out, and with the cleanup and all that stuff, how did that impact them for the better, hopefully, again?
Right. Yeah, well, when I grew up in the neighborhood, we all did things together, you know. As far as the cleanup, the streets were closed off, everybody came out and participated. Now it's like everyone's out for themselves, you know. They don't want to help one another out. They fear because they're afraid of children nowadays. You understand? The children are bringing fear to the grown-ups, and the grown-ups have to be in control instead of allowing the children to be in control.
And did you notice, like, if people were out more, or how, when the park was cleaned, how did that impact the neighborhood?
Well, when the park was clean, all parents came out, they spent time with the kids, or, you know, on the block, all the parents were out and the kids were running around. Everybody knew where their kids were at the time. Nowadays, the kids are wherever they want to be, and the parents don't even know where they're at. You know, like my house when I was growing up, my house was the community house. All the kids stayed in my house. You know, they were fed, everything. So now you don't have that anymore.
You know what it is? A lot of people now fear the system.
Yes.
Because it's like, instead of the system being used to help you, it's used to hurt you, and it's used against you. And the system somehow put in these kids' brain, your parents are not allowed to discipline you. Going back to old school, my mom tore my butt up, and yes, discipline was allowed. That's why you have the adults walking around shaking their heads in disbelief, because you have all these kids acting like they're the adults, and the adults acting like they're the parents. Somehow the roles reversed.
Yes.
The roles reversed, and kids are now taking the adult roles. Kids are now being more responsible at home. You have the good kids that are being responsible because their parents got caught up with the whole drug scenery and, you know, just not caring, or, you know, they don't know how to handle stress. And, you know, here goes these kids out there quitting school to hustle to, you know, raise a family, to take care of mom who's sick, and to do everything else. So it's like, again, the roles reversed, but for the parents that are trying, they get shot down by the system. The system that is supposed to be there to help you. It's not there to help you. It's not there to help you at all. Kicks you in the ass and says, don't discipline your kids. Right. I'll be damned if you, an outsider, are going to come in my house and tell me what I can and cannot do to my kid. I'm sorry. I know how to whoop him and he'll get over it. All that, no, that don't follow me. Tear your little butt up y ya se acabó.
I mean, we had it done to us, and, you know, everything turned out fine. Now these kids, they're afraid to whip them. They're afraid that they're going to spend time in jail if they whip them. Yep.
That's it.
So what had happened? What were the different projects that went around the neighborhood? If you can briefly tell us.
Well, we used to have, when I grew up, when I first moved to Philly, a CYO program, Community Youth Organization program, and it kept us busy. And I mean, it kept us busy till at least 10 o'clock at night. You know, everybody in the community was at the gym playing basketball, volleyball, doing something. Now they don't have anything for the kids. The kids, they're pushing them out on the street. And what's out there in the street? Drugs.
I mean, there is programs out there. They're like, for some reason, they're the hidden programs. They're not, you know,
we don't
exposed as much. Yeah. And this is a very, very deep conversation that could go on for hours, possibly days. Because realistically, economy is kicking everybody in the butt, and that does play a big role on, you know, adults and stress, and kids and stress. Then you have, you know, divorce because of the economy.
Single parent.
There's single parenting. You have grandparents raising you have young grandparents, me and you as example, raising our grandkids, or, you know, trying to figure out what we can do for our grandkids when we still have little ones ourselves, and when we as adults still have some growing up to do ourselves. Because, you know, I'm 40 and I still need to be told sometimes, don't do that because, you know, this is going to happen. But yet here I am with 3 grandkids. I have 3 kids, 3 grandboys, and it's like, okay, so maturity kicked in, but I'm still a baby myself. So it's like, it's frustrating. Living in the city now is so overwhelming. It is extremely stressful. But then you go to the suburbs of the city, and from what I hear from people that I know that live in the suburban areas of Philadelphia, are more stressful than we are here. Yeah. Because here, our violence and our crime is out in the open. Over there, it's hidden. It's hidden. And that's what's scary. I'd rather know what's outside my door than, you know, be in my house thinking everything's fine and dandy, and oh my God, there's a serial killer, you know, up the road. So it's like, it's just the day, now, today. It's a scary world. And for us, do I think we will ever change?
I'm hoping things will change and go back into a real community.
But we have to have the system to back us up.
Right.
If the system doesn't back us up,
can't have anything.
we're screwed. Right. We're stuck. Because like I said, the system is set up for you to fail.
But what you were saying before, that the village didn't have much of a system behind, right? So as a community, what do you think that can happen as a community to start reverting this process?
The community needs to be educated. The community is not educated. They don't know exactly what is available for them, or, you know, what wants to be done for the neighborhood. If you're not educating the community, then nothing is going to be done. And, you know, because, you know, when I started the Farms to Family program and it started here, and I was going out talking to people, and they were like, oh, I never knew this was there, you know? So they're not really familiar with what's going on. And there's a lot in this community, but no one knows.
Give them that ray of hope. And once you let the community know that there is programs out there to help you, and, you know, we do have your back, and we're supposed to have each other's back, guaranteed that part will change, but we still cannot change the system. Right. That's supposed to protect us, which realistically it doesn't. So yeah, the community itself, we can change. We're doing it. Yeah, we are doing it. We are doing it because, I mean, I was raised in this area, and I've seen it go up, I've seen it go down, I've seen it go up, I've seen it go down. Right now it's up. It's not a bad neighborhood.
It's much better than
compared to how it used to be.
Quick question. You said that you were born here and you've seen it go up and down and up and down. Can you briefly tell me how it made you feel, like when the community was up or when the community was down, when the things were up or when the things were down? How did that impact you, your life, yourself, your children?
I'm a product of this. I mean, I was born in the Bronx, but, you know, came to Philly when I was like 7. But, you know, in this immediate neighborhood. And I'm a product of the worst time that it's been, which was the 80s.
And I left in the 80s.
She left in the 80s. So I was being raised here in the 80s. So I was one of the people out there hanging out with the girls and the guys off the street posse. That was me. I was a part of that. And I see, you know, just if you were white and you crossed over on the other side of the L, you were done.
You would jump.
Point blank. They didn't matter if you were coming to visit your grandma. You were white, Caucasian, you were driving by here, or walking by, you get in your butt whooped, your car's getting flipped, you're getting shot at, and your car's being burned with you in it. That's how it was. That was the down in the 80s. The up is the community putting together saying, we're tired, we're done. People, the majority of those guys that I used to hang out with back then, they're dead. Dead. My son's father being a part of that. Dead. Hello. What that lifestyle leads you to? Death or imprisonment. Or you just die in prison. Either way, I mean, you're screwed. So, you know, I mean, as for me being a female, some of my girlfriends themselves, they still get caught up in that lifestyle. I outgrew that real quick because I had a mom that whooped my butt and then let the system tell her any different. Where she is? That little lady over there tore my butt up when she saw it was out of control. And she didn't allow me to become a statistic. That's why I am who I am today. But yeah, right now I think this neighborhood is improved a lot.
We have